All right, all right, all right. I think we're going to go ahead and start. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I am not a professor, but you can call me Nap. And welcome on in. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday and had a good weekend so far. I think I can't remember if I said if I was. I think I said I wasn't sure. On our last stream on Wednesday, if I was going to stream on Friday or Saturday. I think I said I wasn't sure, and it turns out I got a little bit too busy. I got a little bit too busy, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that as much as I wanted to, because I would have played Stardew Valley, and I love playing Stardew Valley. But uh, I have been working diligently on something that I'll announce in just a little bit. I'll give it a few more minutes here before I officially announce what it is that I've been working on. Because it's been taking up a lot of time, but I'm very excited for it when it premieres later this week. Um, but yeah, like I said, hope everybody's having a good weekend so far. Um, I've had a pretty good weekend of actually just going out and seeing friends, and that's part of the reason why I got too busy. uh, Seeing friends and just things coming up last minute that did change some things, but yeah, other than that, I'm trying to think if there's anything else to really go over. I don't think so. I mean, I feel like most things have already gone over, and not a lot has happened really in the few days um since I last streamed. Only thing I will say though is that because it is now officially spring, I think allergies are hitting me. So if I'm a little like kind of coughy during the stream, that's why. It's likely because of allergies, and I should probably start taking allergy medication. Because I never, when I was younger, I didn't have allergies. Allergies are like a more recent development for me. And I don't get like severe allergies compared to like some people. Because some people get like really like noticeably like severe allergies. Where it's like it affects how they function. For me, it's not that bad. So I think like in the grand scheme of things, it's really not that bad. I just need to take some medication tomorrow morning. I think I'll be good. But I am a little like I'm a little annoyed that while yes, it is starting to feel like spring now, which I'm very happy about. It only feels like spring on the weekdays, and then on the weekends, like the weather gets bad, and I'm so annoyed because I want to go out and like do things outside, but it's always that time when the weather's bad, and of course when the weather's good is when I'm stuck inside in a windowless room at work all day, in a dark windowless room. But I am still happy that at least we had the time change, because because I can look out the window directly in front of me and it's still sunlight, which makes me very happy. But yeah, I think let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna share with you guys real quick before we get into our research today. What we're gonna be doing. So first, let me go ahead, make myself small. Hello, Binka. Welcome on in. Good to see ya. Hope you're having a good day. Hold on, I want to give you... hold on. Oh, no, come on. It's been a while since I've done this. Da 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 da. Please work. There we go. Yes, if you have a chance, please go check out Binka. They do awesome art and art history talks. I checked out. I was happy. I got to be there for their most recent one on covering 1960s like aesthetic and just sort of like history and like art styles and everything, and it's really cool and really interesting. And I love how you're doing it. I love how you're doing it just so you can get better at Time Guesser. I think that's really funny and really awesome that you're that dedicated to get better at Time Guesser. So yes, go ahead and check them out. They do really awesome streams. Highly recommend. And yeah, so let's see. I just want to get good, as the youth say. Yeah, that is true. Got to get good. And maybe with this you'll become like a like a esports time guesser player. That's what you'll be. You'll be an esports time guesser competitor, if that exists. All right, but first, before we get into what we're going to be doing today in terms of research, I do have an announcement. And it is an announcement for what we're going to be doing on Wednesday. Wednesday is not going to be a research stream. Instead, we are going to be doing this. I'm going to be doing a special stream where we're going to be talking about some interesting topics and related to museums and history. And it's going to be very, very interesting, to say the least. Hello, Metal Wolf. Welcome on in. Hope you're having a good weekend. But yes, so I really hope you guys can be there this Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. I'm gonna be sharing some truth that I hope you guys will be able to come and learn, because who knows how long it's gonna be able to stay up before they try to take it down and silence me. But yeah, I'm really excited. That's actually what I was working on like today, and will probably be working on after this stream as well. Because it's one of those things where, like, as I'm working on it, I get more ideas, and it keeps just going and going and going. But yeah, so look forward to that. But let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and let's talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing today, and also a little bit about what we did last time. So get ready for your every stream Victorian child jump scare. Boom. But yes, so for if this is your first time here, this is a photograph that I bought at an antique store. That is a picture of a birthday party from 1888. And as you can see there, every kid in the photo has a number in front of them. And on the back of the photo, each number is associated with a name. And we have been going through every single person on this list to try and find them in the historic record and learn more about them. So far, we have researched 15 out of 24 people, which is crazy that we have less than 10 to go. Less than 10 to go. We're on the single digits when it comes to that. But yeah, and so today, last stream, oh boy, last stream was a roller coaster. So last stream we researched number 15 that you see right there. Lillian Heckman is her name, and you can see her right here, Lillian. And I have to say, Lillian's story that we uncovered is by far the most emotional and like upsetting that I've like encountered while doing any of this research. Not just for this project, but for any of our research streams. And what even sucks even more is that I started the stream before we learned all the serious stuff, doing stupid number 15 Burger King foot lettuce jokes. And then it gets into like super serious stuff where unfortunately we discovered that like Lillian died at the age of 23 after giving birth to twins who also didn't unfortunately survive. And it was because she had TB. And then we found out that we found like proof that like her husband had quit his job after her death because they met at work. And so he couldn't work in the same place, like, that he met her and everything. And it was just so sad and depressing. And it was, oh God, that's the closest I've ever gotten to actually like tearing up, like on stream. Like it was so like just insane. Yes, number 15 trauma. Yeah, wait. I think I posted it on Twitter and Blue Sky, but hold on, wait, can I pull it up real quick? Where is it? Oh yeah, this is hold on. I posted this picture as like a quick summary of like, this is how, if you missed this stream, here's a quick summary of what happened. This is basically how I felt. This is basically how I felt by like the end of it internally. Oh God. Yes, very much emotional damage. But yeah, so hopefully today's stream won't be as traumatic, hopefully. But you never know with this type of research. It's not always going to be, when you're dealing with history and historic records, you're never going to get, fun and games. But anyway, that brings us to today. That was number 15. Today, we are going to be researching number 16 on our list, which, according to the back here, is a girl by the name of Sadie Weir. At least that's what it looks like, and I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Let's go ahead and let's head on over to our classroom. Hello, Pirate. Welcome on in. Welcome. Hope you're having a good evening. Oh, wait, before we transfer over real quick, Pirate, I do just want to let you know, because I think you might have missed it before you came in. I do have an announcement for next week's stream. Wednesday's stream is not going to be a research stream. It's going to be a special stream. It's going to be a very fun... It's going to be a fun and interesting stream, let's just say. So I hope to see you there, and I hope you can be there. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and get this ready to go. All right, that's good. All right. Better be no nudes. My heart could not take that. I would get banned. If there were, I'm not that crazy. And if there were anything, I would be sure to censor it beforehand. Although, I mean, technically, would some of it fall under art? Although I do remember the one time Twitch did allow artistic nudity. That was, that turned into a true, that was an interesting time to be on Twitch. That was a crazy day. It truly, yes, it was the Wild West, truly, in every sense. Blinking Samuel nudes. Benjamin Franklin would be jealous. Oh, God. That's crazy. God, I don't know if I want to... I mean, I've never gotten any fan art before, so I don't know if I want that to be the first one. All right, so... today, like I said, so this, if you're new here, this is a list that I've made of everybody that we've researched so far and all of their information, such as their birthday, who their parents were, their death date, if they got married, their occupations, stuff like that, and also just some notes. To give you some quick, if you're new here, some quick highlights. Let's see. Marion Metcalf here ended up marrying a gold medal Olympic sprinter who competed in the 1900 Paris Olympic Games and won 2 gold medals in sprinting events. Who else? Amy Brown was interesting because it took me 3 hours in the historic record, or 3 hours of stream to find her in the historic record, to officially find her. Eliza Furman was just a crazy, absolutely crazy stream that I don't even have time to go into right now with the amount of stuff that we found about her and her life story. Let's see, who else? Blanche Dietrich ended up marrying somebody who might have been her professor. I can't 100% confirm it, but it looks like at the moment that she might have been a student and married her professor. What else? Was it Grace? Oh no, it was Mary. It was Mary Baldwin, whose father owned a local newspaper and like had like a bunch of newspaper articles that we found that were basically like beef, like calling out, like him making articles calling out his newspaper competitors and them going back and forth, and it was really funny. And then yeah, the traumatic Lillian Heckman. Now, something you might have noticed when looking at this list is that most of them have this X next to their name. Now, this X refers to, and it under the label found, that means that before I started deep diving into everybody and doing detailed research on each individual person, I just did a general search for each person just to see if I could find any evidence of them in the historic record, anything. And initially, I found, I think, about like 20 out of the 24. And then as we've been doing our research on some of these other people, I have come across other names. I have come across other some of the names that were missing, like in newspaper articles and stuff like that. So then I've been able to slowly, as we've been researching, I've been able to check some of them off. I've been able to check off all of them except for Sadie. Sadie Weir, who we are researching today. So today is going to be a little bit interesting, and I apologize if this is your first time here, because there is a possibility that we might not find anything today. Because every single, I have not seen her name come up anywhere in the month and a half we've been doing research on this area. Because this is also a small town. This is a small local community that all these people live in. So there's been a lot of overlap. There's been a lot of people interacting with each other and going to each other's events or going to school together, going to each other's weddings and things like that. So the fact that we have not found the name Sadie Weir come up at all is very interesting. And because of that, I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to start with newspapers, with researching newspapers. Normally, I save that for the end, but because we have not found anything so far, we will try and do that, because that kind of gives a better, because I think when we tried searching Sadie here before, I don't even know if Weir, hold on, wait, let me just try it. So Sadie Weir. That also gives a lot of implications if nothing of her can be found at all. That is true, yes. That is another, well, there's a few options. There's a few options. One is that she unfortunately died very young, which is worst case scenario. That's the worst case scenario. Number two is that she only lived in this area for a very small amount of time, because that was the case with Amy Brown. That was the case with Amy Brown, where her and her family only lived in the area for 4 years, roughly, 4 or 5 years. And during that time, they there were no like census being done or anything like that. So it was there wouldn't be so much of like a other than newspapers, there was like almost nothing for them in like the historic record for the local area. So yeah, so either that or the other possibility is that Sadie does not live in the local area and instead she lives like out of town. She lives somewhere else and came from a further distance to attend this party. Now that's going to make this again more difficult to find her because just general searching the name Sadie Weir for all of Pennsylvania is going to come up with a lot of results that's going to make it difficult again to narrow down which Sadie Weir, because I'm assuming there's going to be more than one, because Weir is a fairly, not a super common name, but it's not uncommon. It's going to be possibly difficult to figure out if a Sadie Weir that we find is her. But first, yeah, let's just do a quick little thing here. Wyoming County, Pennsylvania. Okay, that's definitely not her. Okay, let's see. There's a yeah, I can see. Look, we have several Sadie Weirs right off the bat. Sadie R, Sadie G, Sadie Weir. Yeah, that's like very difficult to figure out exactly who is that. So because there's like nothing super definitive right off the bat here, what I want to do is just a general search in the newspapers. So let's do 1879. Whoops. God, I can't type today. 1879 to let's do 1890 for now. Actually, no. Let's do 1900. And we'll do specifically Wyoming County, Pennsylvania, because that's where this photo was taken, and that's where everybody is from. All right. Whoa. Okay, yeah. Nothing. Let me double check real quick, because there is... Oh, whoop, nope, wrong photo. Sorry for the jump scare. There is the possibility that whoever wrote this down wrote the name incorrectly. Because that has happened before. Because the number 1 and number 6 on this list, Fossilman, that one is spelled wrong. Number 12, Grace Dalrymple, that one was also spelled wrong. There's another one too. Oh, I think, yeah, Jeanette Fassett, I think, was also spelled wrong as well. So, yeah. Imagine her name is Sodi. That would be crazy, but you know what? Let's go for it. I've never heard of that name before. No. Okay, well, actually, hold on. Let's try this. What if we just look up the last name Weir? Okay. There are some entries here. Because maybe if we can't find Sadie, maybe we can find her parents or a sibling or somebody else in her family, and then maybe go from there. Because that's how we found Amy Brown. Was we found her father. Oh, well, this is something for a... Oh, feel bad for John Weir. A Scranton miner, while charging a blast on Monday, found the cartridge to be too large for the hole and endeavored to ram it home with a drill when the cartridge exploded, fatally injuring him. Pennsylvania is known for their mining. So that's a possibility right there, that John Weir. Or at least that we know that there are Weir people in the city. So yeah. Hey, Monarch, welcome on in. Good to see you. How are you doing? Hope you're having a good weekend. We are currently trying to find a girl by the name of Sadie Weir, who's the girl above me, but unfortunately, we don't have really much. We can't find anything on her, and I'm not sure if we're going to be able to find her. I am good. That's glad to hear. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, yeah, that's just a professor. Oh, the right. Actually, yeah, I had it up earlier. I'll put it up again real quick. There you go. Okay, so number 16. I mean, I feel like that is it looks like, I mean, like that's in number 16 there. Sadie Weir. That I can't think of like it. Could it be an N? Maybe it could be an N. I think we can all agree though. I think that Sadie, the first name is Sadie. Like, I can't think of any other letter that could be. But maybe it is an N. Hold on. You know, just for... Hold on, let me pull up... Let me pull up another newspaper tag here. 1879 to 1900. Wyoming County, Pennsylvania. Nope, still nothing. What about the name? Does this name bring up anything? That's German. That's also German. Yeah, that's just German. That definitely looked like a Weir, but I wonder if maybe they have a different name. Like, did they go by a middle name or something? That can be the case. It could be that Sadie is not her name. That's specifically why I switched to searching Weir here. Because I want to see if there is a Weir family living in the area. So far, we do have this John Weir, but it looks like Weir is also a name for something having to do with eels. Weir City. Where? Ooh, that might... Hold on, wait. Yeah, let me try that. Oops. Where? 1879 to 1900. Wyoming County. Nope, nothing there. And let's try... Oh, that looks like... Okay, this looks like something that's like... Where, per like, Lampman's... Oh, no, wait, that's hair. That's the word hair, but like there's a smudge right there, so that the automatic like transcription thing thought it was a W. All right. Let's go back here. Yeah, eel weirs. Eel weirs are apparently a thing. That's well. Weirs, weirs, eel weirs, eel weirs. What's this one? Clarville, Ohio. James Weir. Okay, this is in Ohio. Okay, no, this isn't. This is a different Weir family. Let's see. What about this one? Coroner's jury in the case of the deaths caused by the fire in the Old World building in New York City find that the fire originated in a flue which was improperly constructed and defective. OJ Pollard employees are censured for neglect to apply for Department of Buildings for a permit for repairs. Okay, I know that's a completely different thing. Is it possible that they just aren't in newspapers, like not an overly common thing to be in the paper? That is a possibility, but honestly, what I've come across is that most people at some point, like not like it's not super common, but like at some point in their life they end up in a newspaper. Especially back then because of oh, that was weird. Wait, what are land? Oh, these are land sales. James D. Weir. Ceded lands. Oh, Automod didn't like that one. I mean, most people just don't read newspapers anymore. I think that's kind of the big thing. It's mostly just like tabloids. Let's see. Where is Eaton again? Hold on, wait. Let me pull up Google Maps real quick. Oh yeah, social media is basically going to be the like the newspaper of future research. Okay, so oh, whoa, wait. Okay, Eaton is right across from Tacanic. This is Tacanic right here. Okay, so this might be a clue. James Weir. Bought a mill. Okay, hold on. James Weir. I'll put the D because apparently there is a D there. Let's see. Okay, let's see. We have this James D. Weir, 1969. I don't. Is that? I don't think that would be. I mean, that might not be who we're looking for. Hey, what is this? Air. James Air. Hold on. Huh. I'm only looking at this because, I mean, we have had it before where, like, things that sound like, Weir or Air, like, they do sound kind of similar, but I don't think this is, especially because they didn't have any siblings. Yeah, because Tamar, okay, yeah, Tamar here would have been more likely to John. Okay, yeah, no. Okay, I don't think this is going anywhere. But it looks like this James Weir. Okay, but he was born in Indiana. Or was he in 1900? Johnstown, Pennsylvania. I don't... Any kids? Ethel and Mary. No, yeah, this John Weir is not who we're looking for because he's too young. Because if he's born in 1869, that means, yeah, he would still be a teenager by the time Sadie would have been born, roughly. So this James is not who we're looking for. At least we did find something. It looks like he was just buying land in the area. Okay, hold on. What is this one? Pittsburgh. Okay, yeah, this is Pittsburgh. Mr. Weir and Gibson. Okay, yeah, this isn't... I'm specifically trying to look for newspaper articles that are, like, not these, like, because this is more of, like, a larger story in a smaller newspaper. Like, something that's, like, a state thing or, like, a nation thing. I'm trying to look for, like, super local articles. Like, the types of articles that say, like, so-and-so visited so-and-so this weekend. These people all came to this birthday party and stuff like that. So those are the types of articles that I'm really trying to look for. Wow, it's just James Weir buying all this land. Okay, what about this one? The Lunacy Commission. Governor Hoyt appointed a commission to investigate and report the laws of the Commonwealth relating to insane persons, especially the criminally insane. The commissions have been issued. Dr. S. Weir Mitchell. Okay, so Weir's not their last name. This looks more like a middle name. No. Yeah, Dr. Weir Mitchell. Oh, what about this? Oh, no, okay, this is an article from Salem, Massachusetts, so again, not who we're looking for. Dr. Weir, again, yeah, more about this Dr. Weir Mitchell, which again is not. Oh, wait. What's this? Oh, God. Jesus. Okay, that's Selena Weir. And that's in Pittsburgh. Well, it's not impossible. I don't think it's likely that because this is Tacanic here is where, they live. Pittsburgh is all the way over here. It's not impossible that somebody came all the way from Pittsburgh to this party, but I think it's unlikely, personally. So yeah, so I don't think I'll keep it off to the side here, but I highly doubt that Selena Weir is gonna mean anything. Okay, 1885. Crowds line the sidewalks, curious to see cordage. Oh, this is a procession of generals and stuff. Okay, no. Know what we're looking for. Weird New Hampshire. No, it's not. Weird. Oh, wait. Hold on. Hold on. Wait, what is this? At the meeting of the CLSC at Reverend John H. Brown's. Okay, Reverend John H. Brown is the father of Amy Brown. So there's a connection there. Mrs. Weir favored the members of the circle with some fine musical selection. But who is Mrs. Weir? That's not helpful at all. That's like not helpful in any way, shape, or form. Not even a first name? Okay. Hold on. Who's that Mrs. Weir? 61 rounds between Providence. Okay, this is Ike Weir is a boxer. Again, this is a national story in the newspaper. Weir, New Hampshire. Eel Weirs. Okay, wait, hold on. What is this? A very interesting meeting of the Country Circle was held at the house of the Honorable F.C. Bonnell on Wednesday evening, at which time 35 persons were present. The special features were a sketch of the life of Benjamin Franklin by Mrs. James W. Piatt, a paper on the Mound Builders by Professor J.B. Berging, a sketch of Daniel Webster by Miss Daisy Child, a selection read by Miss Jenny Bishop, instrumental music by Mrs. Weir. Who is Mrs. Weir? Ah, this is so frustrating. Who are you? Weir who? The one time they don't put like a first name in front. Okay, the Weir Mill, that's the mill that James A. whatever bought. The one that we determined was not who we're, because he's too young. Who's Mrs. Weir? Oh, March 30th. What's this? Oh my god, again. Mr. Weir. Okay, so these are following our removals taking place here as far as reported. So these are people like moving and them going to other houses. And right here, Mr. Weir, or okay, J.W. Fassett to Miss Crocker's house opposite Miss Lydia Stark's. Mr. Weir to house vacated by Fassett. Again, just Mr. Weir. Who is Mr. Weir? We have a Mr. and a Mrs. But that's it. And it's possible that this Fassett is related to let's see. Where is it? Yeah. Jeanette Fassett. It's possible that they're connected. They are a mysterious couple. They are a mystery of who are you? Okay, yeah. Wait, here it is again. Mr. Weir's family. Now boarding at Packer House to occupy a house on Tioga Street vacated by Fassett. Who are you people? I've never come across that before, where they only have the last name. Okay, hold on. What's this? Hold on. The Pittston Gazette of the 9th instant says, with reference to the project that Mr. Goodwin, General Superintendent of the Lehigh Valley Railroad, Mr. Mitchell of Wilkes-Barre, and Mr. Weir, also of the same company, had a conference with the prominent citizens of the borough with a view to getting the sentiment of the people with reference to the location of a railway station. They looked the grounds over as far as the old plain above McClown's. It is thought that the station will be at the foot of McAlpine Street, which would be a good location. Another convenient spot would be at the foot of Cherry Street. At any rate, it'll be a good thing for the valley people if they build a station. Okay, so there is a Mr. Weir that works for the railroad. It's something. Oh, okay, wait, hold on. What is this? What is this a list of? Wait, what is this? Decoration Day ceremonies. The following list of committees for Decoration Day, May 30th, 1888, has been furnished for publication. The following comrades are detailed to decorate the graves of comrades at Stark Church. Oh, decoration. Okay, I remember. Decoration Day is what they used to call Memorial Day. This is Memorial Day for, like, veterans in the U.S. Okay, Tacanic. Okay. We got something else here. We got an S.E. Weir. S.E. Weir. So I think that's okay. We got initials. We got initials. But so far that's all we got. S.E. Weir. Is this the same? I think this is the same article, but just like in a different format. Yeah. Let's see. So I don't think... So the SE, I don't think is Sadie, because if you look here, right at the front here, it says Mrs. as if she's married, first of all. And then also, in all of these cases, unfortunately, in old newspapers like this, all the way up into the 50s, if you got married, if you were a woman and you got married, you just lost your first name. You are only referred to as Mrs. and then your husband's name until basically you die. In your obituary, they might put your legal name in there. Yeah, so... Hey, Wayward Bard, welcome on in. Good to see ya. Thank you so much for lurking. Have a good day at work. Okay. But SE, yeah, it could be any names. So if this is, I'm gonna guess if this is who we're looking for. I'm hoping this is her. These are her parents, because this is May 25th, 1888 that we're looking at right now. This is like 2 months before this photo was taken. It's about 2 months before the photo above me was taken. Let's see. Let's see. Chief engineer. Wait. Is this about the railroad? From the Scranton Republican, we copy the subjoined sketch of the new branch of the Lehigh Valley Railroad between Pleasant Valley and Fairview as follows. Okay. Okay. About 17 1/4 miles. Chief engineer Stedman of Mach Chunk, with his assistant S.E. Weir, surveyed the route and prepared plans. Okay. Okay, this is actually very good, because this proves, because this is an S.E. Weir and he's working for the railroad, this confirms that the Mr. Weir here, where he's just referred to as Mr. Weir, is the same person, is the same S.E. Weir. So, okay, so there was, at the time this photo was taken, there was a Weir family living in Tacanic. Let's see. Wait, Mrs. Weir, formerly May Frothingham of this city, now a resident of Tacanic, is the guest of Mrs. Arthur Frothington on Monroe Avenue. Okay, wait, this is big. Okay. Okay. We are just about to get into an ad, so I won't do any more research until the ad is done. But this is huge. So, yeah. Use this opportunity to get up and stretch, get some water. I think I might do that too. In a little bit, once the ad officially starts. But okay, this is perfect. Because if this Mrs. Weir is married to the S.E. Weir, then we know her full name. At least before she got married. May Frothingham. of this city, and this says Scranton. So it is possible that the Weirs were in Scranton before, which again is close. Scranton is really close, yeah, to Cannick. Scranton is right here. I think we might be onto something, possibly. Okay, yeah. So while we are in ads, I'm gonna stand up real quick, maybe use the restroom real quick, get some water, and I will be right back. We'll be back in just a few seconds here. All right, I am back. And I think ads should be finishing up now. All right, I think yeah, ads should be done. So here's what we're gonna do. Now that we have this name, Mae Frothingham, and we know that she was likely from Scranton, I'm gonna go ahead and look her up real quick. So Mae Frothingham. We know that she lived in Scranton. Let's just do a quick search of that and see if anything comes up. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Look, right here, right here. Silas E. Weir, Augusta Mae Frothingham. Okay, this is them. This is them. Now, if they have a kid, okay. Okay. So they have a couple kids here. The one that immediately sticks out to me here is Sarah. Which, you know, again, is not yeah, exactly. It's close enough. It's close enough that yeah, Sadie could be a nickname. Okay. So wait, so what is this 1900 census? Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to... Hold on. Let's go back here. There we go. Okay, this is Pittsburgh. Let's see. Sarah May Weir, 1863, 1883. Clerk. Or whoever wrote the name didn't remember exactly, because I feel like both names are close enough to each other. Yes, that is also a possibility. Because I don't, yeah, because that's the thing. I don't know when these names were added on the back. Because there's a very good possibility that these names were added at such a later date that people aren't entirely sure who is who. I have thought about that as like a possibility, that like, you know, oh, some of these faces and names could be wrong just because of like how they were marked. But honestly, for me, like the way that I look at it is that even if they aren't exactly, the names don't exactly match the faces, you know, if in the end that is technically not the case, the people I'm looking up are still real people. They're still real stories, and they likely, even if they aren't exactly the exact, maybe some faces got like mixed up or switched, something like that, like they're still real people and still real cool and interesting stories that were clearly part of a community together. Okay, yeah, James, Sarah, Evelyn, Grace. Okay, yeah, so this is the family. They're now living in Pittsburgh. In 1900, they're living in Pittsburgh. Yeah, Silas. Okay, Silas died in 1898. Oh, wait, hold on. Here it says their siblings. Okay, so sister, 1890, was born in Washington, D.C. So they were moving again. That's why some of these are so hard to find, is that people are constantly moving all over the place. No, that's not what I meant to click on. I'll click on this part. View record. Yeah, Sarah. Okay, hold on. Here's another 1910 census. Okay, yeah, she's 23 here in 1910. Wait, how old was... Wait, hold on. How old was she in the 1900 one? She was 16 in the... She was 16 in the 1900 one. I don't know. I don't think you can go from 16 to 23 in 10 years. Hold on, what does the 1931 here say? It says 33. Did like her age? Did she like lie about her age? Okay, I feel... Okay, I'm not 100% convinced. I'm like 60, 70% convinced that this might be the right person we're looking for. There's just not, I haven't seen enough 100% evidence yet. I want to keep looking through these newspaper articles for the Weirs and see just what else. What else is here? Just to see if there are any other Weirs living in the area. Let's see. Mr. N.A. McKnone has sold his residence on Ontario Street, now occupied by Mr. J.E. Weir? That could be a mistake. That could be a spelling mistake where they put the J instead of the S because it was S-E. I think that's just I think that's just a spelling mistake. Yeah, see right here. Actually, no, wait. Yeah, this is the same. This is the same article because Captain Graham purchased the house. Yeah, SE. Okay, yeah. So that's all it is. It's just this is just a spelling error. Okay, hold on. Mr. S.E. Weir and family are spending the holidays at New Brunswick, New Jersey. Okay. Again, they're still around at this point, December of 1888. 1889. What is this? Oh, God. Oh, no, that's sad. Their new dog got hit by a train. Oh, man. That's so sad. The poor dog. Okay, yeah, this is another thing about the house that they're living in. Oh, this is also about the house. Okay, what's this one? Oh god, wait, what does this say? The following quadrille was danced by the following named ladies and gentlemen. Robert F. Weir. Oh, this is New York. That's an article about a thing that happened in New York City. Let's see. Railroad officials have been looking over the ground for a new passenger depot in Pittston, an improvement in which is very much needed in the town. Mr. Goodwin, General Superintendent of Wilkes-Barre, and Mr. Weir also. Yeah, okay, this is the same. This is a similar article. Hello, Aeon. Welcome on in. Thank you so much for lurking. Enjoy your lurk. Hope you're having a good evening. Okay, wait. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Right here. S.E. Weir and family have decided to move to Washington, D.C., near where we understand Mr. Weir has a position on a new railroad. Okay, so yeah, so they did move to Washington, D.C. They did move to Washington, D.C. Okay. Now, the way that I look at it is that if the Weir name almost like stops occurring in the town after this point, like maybe it comes up every once in a while, but like if it pretty much is done after this point, I think that's a pretty good sign that we are looking at the Weir family that was likely in the photo. Because because September of 1889, that's like a year after the photo was taken, they moved away. Okay, but something happens here in 1896 where the name comes up a lot again. Yeah, where again, he has a new position on the railroad. see. Eel Weir. Ike Weir is a. I remember that name came up earlier. Ike Weir is a boxer. Eels, eels, eels. What is this? Married across the flood. Justice Weir received a message. What is this? Of his presence at the hamlet of Blue Lick to marry a couple. He at once mounted and started, but was greatly impeded by the swollen streams that lay across his path. When he reached Blue Lick Creek, he found that ordinarily placid stream was raging, roaring torrent, impassable. While trying to devise some plan to get across, there was a clatter of hooves on the opposite side of the stream, and in a moment a horse was pulled up on the edge of the water. On its back was Harvey Taylor, who held on the poncho of his saddle Kate Nenwi. The couple wanted to get married, and that quickly. How to do it in view of the water barrier was a question. Finally, the justice from this side of the creek suggested that the license be wrapped in a handkerchief and tied to a rock and thrown over to him for examination. This was done. Then the justice mounted his horse and, using his hands for a trumpet, shouted the words that are usually employed in marriage ceremonies at the hand-in-hand couple across the stream. They shouted back their responses, and the justice declared the knot tied. About 200 feet of water separated Justice Weir from the couple, and the roar of the torrent and the patter of the rain probably rendered the service and responses inaudible. But as all formalities are observed, the marriage is certainly legal. Okay, this is in Louisville. This is definitely not the right Weir, because it says right here at the end, this is in Louisville, Kentucky. But I love that story. That's so funny. That you're just like in a... Your officiant is just across a river, just shouting like, "Do you take him to be your lawfully wedded wife?" Yeah, I now pronounce you man and wife. What? That's funny. Let's see. Eels. Fish weirs. That's Pittsburgh. Okay, hold on. Gamble Weir. But that says Mr. John Weir of New York. The wet coat saved him. A powder near Scranton, PA. And William Weir, who was washing the wash stand. Okay, yeah, so that's another... This is another thing that isn't them. That's the doctor, S. Weir Mitchell. Weir City. S. Weir Mitchell, Weir City. This one. Three West Virginia tragedies. On Norfolk and Western Railroad, 4 miles from this place, Jack Martin was shot and instantly killed. Oh, this is in West Virginia. Why am I reading it? My brain skipped over that part. What's Lincoln, Nebraska? Yeah, no, so that we don't want that. Let's see. Scranton, PA, an explosion of the mixing mills in the Hosick Powder Company on Saturday resulted in the almost instant death of Thomas Weir. What is it with the Weirs in Scranton and dying in powder and mining accidents? This is the third person we've come across, the last name Weir from Scranton, that has died in that way. Or been seriously injured. Uh, about this one. Let's see. James Weir Jr. in a curious study of evolution shows that all the five senses of man are found in the lower forms of animal life. Okay, yeah, this is just a different professor person. That's a national article. The Weirs do not yearn for the mines. Oh my god, keep them out of the yeah, keep them out of the mines. They don't want to go in. What is this? Okay, that's New Jersey. Again, I'm looking for local articles. Let's see. Fourth class postmasters, following fourth class postmasters. Okay, yeah, no, that's not local. Hey, what is this? By it, some fatally by it, oh, a Kansas cyclone. So this is a Weir family in Texas who, unfortunately, it looks like got hit by a tornado. God, I have to say, getting like tornadoes during this era must have been just absolutely even more terrifying because you have absolutely no warning at all. So if you're not paying attention, your house could literally just get hit at any time. If there's like a storm outside and you're not like paying attention at all. And especially because I'm not sure if by the 1890s if they truly understood how they work or where they came from. But man, that is actually something that I know a lot of people are like terrified of them, but like oh, this is grateful testimonials, new method of treatment for the relief and cure of hernia or rupture. Our patients are numbered by the hundreds and range in age from 4 weeks to 70 years and includes those of both sexes in all walks of life. For those who are skeptical, by permission, we append the names and addresses of a few of our patients in surrounding towns so that you may call upon or write to them honest testimonials. Oh yeah, I truly trust. And sure, yeah, it might have been that maybe this did get rid of your hernia if it actually did, but it also likely had like mercury or something in it, or cocaine or opium. Because who knows? Who knows? Hello, Sparkly! Welcome on in. Sparkly Anarchy, welcome on in. We are currently trying to look for the girl above me. Her name is Sadie Weir, but I'm not 100% sure if we found her because we found a girl by the name of Sarah Weir, who fits the description. But that's it. And I'm trying to go through all the Weirs right now in newspapers to see if we can find any other ones. And so far, it seems like they're like the only Weir family that was living in this area. I'm trying to two people. Let's see. Yeah, it is. It's interesting in that like how some people are like super easy to find, but like all it takes is just like a nickname or like one thing to be spelled wrong on the back of this. Because number 16 right there is clearly Sadie. And so far that family the Sarah Weir that we found, which is this Sarah right here. They are the only Weir family that I can 100% confirm lived in the town that this photo was taken. At the time that the photo was taken. Let's see, Weir, Kansas. Weir Mitchell. Nope, we know that's not him. Okay, what's about this one? An ex-slave wins her suit. Okay. Yeah, Dr. S. Weir Mitchell. We know that's not who we're looking for. Dr. Weir. What's this one? Easton, PA. 2 men were perfectly injured at the stone quarry back on Mount Jefferson yesterday afternoon. Martin Lillis and George Weir of South Easton had laid a 12-foot hole of dynamite, but something occurred to prevent the blast going off. Okay. Again, the Weirs and mining and stone accidents. They're constantly coming up. This is like the 5th one now. I guess it's like a curse. It's the Weir family curse that no matter what happens, they will be they will be injured or hurt in the mines. Jesus, another one. Explosion of a Doolan cap, which, oh god, 3-year-old? Clarence Weir of Yorktown, PA, found and was trying to open is likely the cause of his death. Good god. Just having containers of black powder just lying around. Jesus. Oh, also, one thing I do want to do really quick, because we're over an hour and a half in, which, Jesus, it doesn't feel like it's been that long at all. Just one little quick thing. If anybody wasn't here at the beginning of stream, I do want to announce, or just do a little announcement for what we're going to be doing on Wednesday stream, this Wednesday. I'm going to be talking about some interesting stuff, let's just say, related to museums. So I highly recommend being there. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very much looking forward to it. And I put a lot of work into what we're going to be going over. So hope to see you guys there. Thank you, Sparkly. Yeah, I hope everybody enjoys it. I've put way too much time into it. Weir Plow. No, Weir Hooves. Dr. Weir Mitchell. Weir Mitchell. Nope, nope, nope. Eel Weirs. Eel Weirs. Eel Weirs. Yeah, there's no other Weir family during this time period that lives in Tacanic. Okay, I know that's not a local thing. What's this one? Oh, notice to fish baskets and eel weirs. Hold on, I've seen it come up so much. I need to Google what is an eel weir. I have never heard that before. Hold on. No, Google, I will not read your AI thing. Oh, okay, hold on. Here's an article here. Ancient Native American eel weirs slumber beneath the waters of the Susquehanna. Susquehanna is the river that Titanic is on. Yeah, this is the Susquehanna River. Giant stone structures along the Susquehanna, one of the largest found near Danville, Pennsylvania, is a quarter-mile long. These mysterious V-shaped masonry weirs were used to catch adult fish as they swam to and from the ocean. Okay, so it's like a fish trap. Yeah, it's a way to trap fish and all that kind of stuff. Okay. It's like a stone V basically that you put in a river, so it like makes it so they kind of like trap them at the end of it. Eel weir sounds like a setup for an updog like joke. It kind of does. Eel weir. What's an eel? What's eel weir? Eel. Where eel? Where eel? Eel where? Where eel? Where eel? Eel where? Eel there. Eel where? Eel where? I'm. Eel where? Eel there. You say will eel? You say eel where? Eel where? I think I'm having a stroke. Eel weir? I don't feel weird. Yeah, it's that sounds like those. Oh, what are those like? That like joke from like that screenshot from Avatar. Hold on. Yeah, it's these. They're so stupid, but wait, hold on, wait. Yeah, it's this one. Hold on, wait. No, that's not what I want to do. Yeah, hold on. It's this. Bro, sure? Sure about what, bro? It's so stupid, but I love it. I love it. And there's a million of these. There's so yeah. Like the hold on. Here's another one. Oh, this one's small. This one's kind of small, but Tomahawk? No, he's a human. Apartment complex. I think it's quite simple. Oh, they're so stupid, but I love them so much. Oh, wait, here's another one. I'm fine. I'm going down a bad rabbit hole. Hold on, wait. Selfish? How much? Oh god, it's so stupid, but I love it so much. It feels very like 2013 memes, honestly. Especially with like the impact font and all of that. It feels very like, like Bad Luck Brian or like what is it? Social Awkward Penguin, like those ones. But like kind of modernized a little bit for like the stupid like humor we have today. Oh god, this is so dumb. All right, anyway, back to whatever we were doing. That's right, we were trying to look for the weirs. Okay, yeah, yeah, it is like advice. Yes, it's like advice animals. Yeah, it's like that style. Okay, so looking at this, it appears that the only weirs that were actually living in Titanic around the time this photo was taken were Silas and Augusta with their kids. This is now, but however, the only thing holding me back from saying 100% that like, oh yes, this is who we're this is who we're looking for, is that something weird happens in the where is it? In the 1900 census, where they changed, like, she changes age. Her birth date goes from being 1883, which would add up to her being about that age that we see in this photo. That would make sense. The only thing here holding me back is that for some reason after 1900, her birth date changes to 1888. Evelyn Gray. Yeah, even though this is the same person. Because everything else is the same. Okay. So in 1900 they're in Pittsburgh. In 1910 they're back in Washington D.C. Don't know where they are in 1930 or 1920, but in 1930 okay, they're near Washington D.C. They're in Virginia, but they're in Arlington County. Okay, so they're near Washington. They're still in the Washington, D.C. area by 1930. Okay. And we know that... Okay, here she's 1940. She's 47. But in order for her to be 47, she has to be born in 18... In order for her to be 47, she has to be born in 1893, not 1883. Also, hold on, wait. This is saying that they were both born in D.C., but we know Sarah was born in Pennsylvania. Yeah. District of Columbia, District of Columbia. Okay, yeah. Honestly, it's possible that like they just got it mixed up. That wasn't too uncommon, back then. Let's see. Oh wait, I just realized I forgot to put a thing at the top of. I forgot to put something in the chat for people who join. Hold on. I like to pin one of these messages so that way people who join, they can feel free to ask like what's going on, cuz like actually, you know what? I just realized I should make like a command for it, like a what's happening command. That actually is a good idea. Okay, I'll have to make a note to do that possibly. Okay. So yeah, so it's the weird changes of like dates for her that are throwing me off. So here's what I'm gonna do. So now that we know that her parents, at the time she was born, if she was born in 1883, she was likely born in Scranton. And it's likely that he went by SE. Because yeah, we got all these here. All these ones that we already saw. But if I change it... Okay. So actually the earliest one we have... Yeah, for Luzerne County is 1885. Okay, Mrs. James L. McLean has been in town this week visiting her sister, Mrs. S.E. Weir, and friends. Mrs. Weir's husband, who is connected with the Lehigh Valley Railroad, has been transferred from Mauch Chunk. What a name! Mauch Chunk to Wilkes-Barre. Mrs. Weir will be remembered by Wilkes-Barrians as Miss Fay Frothingham. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. Is this like a clearer version of that same article? In town this week visiting. Okay, yeah, this is a clearer one. Okay, 1887. Harvey's Lake Railroad. Freight trains are running daily over the Harvey's Lake Railroad. The freight consists principally of milk and fertilizing materials. John T. Phillips will be superintendent of the road, and S.E. Weir, chief engineer. Okay, so he was like an engineer for the railroad companies. Is what I'm gathering from all this. Oh wait, what's this? Okay, here we go, right here. S.E. Weir, who is in charge of the engineering of the Wilkes-Barre office of the Lehigh Valley Railroad Company, is no longer domiciled in Wilkes-Barre, but has removed to Taconic. Okay. Okay, so April of 1887 is when they move officially. Because when did they leave? When did they officially leave? Okay, September of 1889. Okay, so about 2 years. They spent about 2 years living in the town. Oh, wait, yeah, let me just... I just realized I didn't narrow it down to just the Luzerne County ones. Let's see. Engineer S.E. Weir of the LV Railroad spent Sunday with relatives in Burlington, New Jersey. Okay, no. Okay, hold on. Is this the same article just talking about him moving? S.E. Weir, who is in charge of the engineering in the Wilkes-Barre office, but has removed to okay, yeah, this is just the same thing. What is this? Death of Reverend Silas Weir. The Reverend Silas E. Weir died in New Brunswick, New Jersey this morning at 10 o'clock, aged 66 years of heart disease. Deceased was the father of S.E. Weir, assistant engineer of the LVRR Railroad, who lives in the city, and also of A.H. Weir, who is employed in the chart office of the Valley Co. Okay. Okay, so it appears that this confirms that Silas is actually a junior. Hold on, wait. Do we have... If we go here... No, we don't have... Okay, there's nothing here about... Yeah, there's nothing here about... About a sibling. Okay. Okay, this looks like the same thing, an obituary for his father. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing that we already read. What's this? Assistant Chief Engineer, spent yesterday here with his wife. Okay. Let's see, over the road. A trip around the Lehigh Valley's new branch. Yesterday morning, a special car was run over the new branch of the Lehigh Valley Railroad from this city to Fairview by Pleasant Valley, having on board Superintendent Mitchell, General Roadmaster Richard Caffrey, Superintendent of Bridges W.F. Pascoe, Assistant Engineer S.E. Weir, who was Engineer of Construction on the extension. Okay. So yeah, he's a prominent like figure in like constructing these railroads in the area. Let's see. Engineers for Virginia has already been made in the record of the resignation of Mr. S.E. Weir and A.H. Weir of the Lehigh Valley Railroad Engineering Corps to take similar positions in Virginia. Okay, yeah, so that's when they're... Yeah. Mr. S.E. Weir has been with the company as an assistant engineer in charge of this division for several years. He had charge of the work at Rockport Tunnel and of the building of the Harveys Lake Road. He also had charge of the mountain cut off from Pittston to Fairview, for 2 years has been the personification of energy and executive ability. Still more recently, he has had charge of the work of locating an extension of the Bernice branch through Sullivan County. Okay. So yeah, so this is officially when he left. Yeah, this is end of August 1889, so it makes sense that, yeah, he leaves by then. Oh, wait, okay, well, hold on. This is the thing about his death. Hold on, wait. Yeah. The many friends of S.E. Weir will have pain to learn of his death from typhoid fever. Oh, man. Which occurred at his home in Elkins, West Virginia, on October 5th. Several years ago, Mr. and Mrs. Weir and two children lived in Tacanic, occupying the house on West Tioga Street, now owned by Captain W.G. Graham. Mr. Weir was then employed as a civil engineer on the Lehigh Valley with his office in Wilkes-Barre. Since leaving Pennsylvania, he has been connected with the West Virginia Railroad, living in Washington during the winter and spending the summers in Elkins. His sickness covered a period of about 3 weeks, although he was confined to the house only 2 weeks. At no time was his condition considered really dangerous. Mrs. Weir, formerly Miss Forthingham of Scranton, is at present in Newark, New Jersey with her 4 children, but will very shortly go to Easton. Okay. So 2 children lived in, so there were 2 children for sure when they were living in Tacanic, which means she couldn't have been born in 1893, like that one census record wants us to believe, because she was in Tacanic. Hold on, wait, yeah, one more thing. Wilkes-Barre. Okay, yeah, this isn't the right person. Hold on. Silas Weir? Okay, hold on. I want to see if I can find, again, try and find, oh wait, no, these are all too late. Hold on, okay, what if I just make it again, just Pennsylvania? Okay, wait, here we go. This is their marriage. Oh, whoops, what the heck? There we go. That was weird. Okay, Miss Augusta May Forlington, a young lady well known to many of our people, was married on Thursday this week to Miss Silas E. Weir at Burlington, New Jersey. Okay, so they get married in May of 1881. When do they have their first kid, according to that early census record? The 1900 census. Okay, 1882. Okay. Okay, December of 1883. What is this? His grandfather was Silas E. Weir, who, like his scriptural grandfather. Okay, I know this is. I want to find something. Maybe it would be in New Jersey, because maybe they were living in New Jersey at the time. I want to find something where he got. Okay, actually, wait, hold on. Maybe here he's all... Oh, nope, not SR. We want SE. Nothing. Okay. Hold on, wait. Okay, hold on. 1893. What if I just get rid of New Jersey and just everywhere? Every Silas Weir. Okay, wait, hold on. What's this? Oh, Silas Weir Mitchell. Okay, no, that's not who we're looking for. S.E. Weir. Nope, not there, not there. Not England. Maybe this one from Virginia? Hold on, what is this? No, okay. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find something that... Because a lot of times when someone's born, they won't say their name. A lot of times, like, they won't put, like Sarah's name won't be mentioned, but they'll say Mr. and Mrs. Silas Weir had a healthy daughter or something like that, like something along those lines. They won't say the name of the child, but they'll say the name of the parents. I was trying to see if I could find something for that here in this case, but I haven't. Because the various years in in this is really throwing me off. I'm like 60-70% sure that Sarah Weir is the person we're looking for, but I can't 100% confirm it yet, really. Let's see. Okay, we do have ads starting soon. In about a minute, so what I'll do is I'm gonna go ahead, I'll just go ahead, yeah, and run the ads now. Use that again as an opportunity to stand up, stretch, drink some water, all that fun stuff. I won't do any more research during that time. I just need to, I'll use that time to kind of like collect my thoughts and just kind of like figure out what the next step is, I think, going forward. So let's go ahead and do that. See you in a little bit after these messages. All right, so hold on, I'm gonna stretch real quick. All right. So what I'm thinking about doing is trying to see if we can find them when they were living in Washington, D.C. And maybe Pittsburgh. Because, I mean, we have these records here. It appears that Sadie or Sarah never married. which honestly does make it easy for us to find her, because that means, you know, we don't have to deal with like a maiden name situation or anything like that. And we know she was alive by 1940. Yeah, no, she's definitely not 47 by then. Is she working? Hold on, wait, I didn't even look. Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. No, wait, no, that's research. I'm not supposed to be doing that during the ad. Sorry, my curiosity got the worst of me. Okay. Okay. Are we back from the ads? I think we're back from the ads. Okay, so as I was saying during the ad break, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and use newspapers to see if we can find the Weir family when they were living in DC. They're specifically living in Arlington, Virginia. Here. Here they're specifically living in DC itself. Park Road. 1133 Park Road. District of Columbia. Okay, hold on. 1133 Park Road. Okay, yeah, Northwest, Washington, D.C. Where would it have been? Hold on, wait. 1120. These are all even numbers. So it might, if they, oh, it looks like if the house. There's a church. Hold on, wait, what is this building considered? 1103. Because these are even numbers on this side, it was likely on, maybe on this side? Okay. Maybe not. It might... It's a little hard to say. For that, I think we'd have to look at a Sanborn map to get an official answer. I don't know if we're gonna have time to do that right now. Oh, wait. Evelyn and Grace. It says here Evelyn and Grace, 1890 and 1892. Grace here... Yeah, Grace here, it says she'd be 38, so she also went up 10 years. So something... I don't know if they did this on purpose, or the census person, like, messed up, or they're trying to seem younger. But their age changes by both of them, their age changes by exactly 10 years in this census. And what's also crazy is that it says they both were born in Washington, D.C. when Sarah wasn't. Where does it say for... Okay, yeah, here it says Pennsylvania. Okay. And what does it say she does? Real estate. Okay, so that she works in real estate. Here she's a clerk for a typewriter company in 1910. What about 1900? Is she working? No, it says she's at school. Oh, yeah, she's 16. Duh, that makes sense. Okay, so let's change this. Okay, so let's change this to 1901. Or actually, no, wait, no, 1890. Or no, it was 89 when they moved. So 1889. Let's do 1889 to 1900. And let's change it to Virginia. Let's see. Richmond, Virginia, Richmond, Virginia, Richmond, Virginia, Stoughton, Virginia. Actually, wait, hold on. Is this... Celebrating the Chesapeake and Western Railroad. Okay, wait, no, this is probably him. Yeah, the Monterey correspondent of the Richmond Ditch Pass, writing on July 24th, says a distinguished party consisting of Senator Stephen Elkins, his son, ex-Senator Henry G. Davis, and his wife, 2 sons and daughter, Colonel Thomas Davis, S.E. Weir, chief engineer of the Pittsburgh and West Virginia Central Railroad, reached Monterey last Sunday evening. Okay. Where is Staunton? Is it near DC? Nope, nowhere near it. Okay. So that makes me think that this probably isn't... Yeah. Okay, wait, this is another thing that's his death. Remember his chief engineer. Yeah. Okay, hold on. What if we change it specifically to Sarah? Okay, here we go. Alexandria. Oh, no. That's just a weird thing. That's a weird glitch in the... Or like a seam in the newspaper. No. Okay, so nothing in terms of Virginia. What about West Virginia? Is this her? No. Okay. That is not her. What if I had what if I changed to Washington D.C.? Oh, yeah, District of Columbia. Okay, 1895 is not gonna... Oh, wait, no, that would be her. She had moved there by that point. Gale School. Okay, wait, this is okay, so this is school stuff. Happy boys and girls, made so by the piano given to them by the Times, exercised at Gale's school. Okay, wait, hold on. The following are the names of the boys and girls to whom Mr. Bailey handed the prizes, accompanying each with some pleasant and encouraging words. Okay, Sarah Weir. Okay, Sarah Weir is listed here as one of the people. She apparently won a book. All right. They first place got $5 in gold, and everybody else gets a book. That $5 in gold is probably thousands of dollars today. Okay. And then there's this other one. A straw ride and county dance took place at Glen Sligo Park last Thursday evening. The start was made from the Mrs. Talbot. The merry and happy crowd of young people consisted of, yeah, and here's a Sarah Weir here again. I think I think this is her. I can't think of, because if there were other Sarah Weirs, I think we would have like seen more examples of that. Let's see if Silas is listed here too. Okay, here we go. 1889. This is when they first moved. Okay, wait, hold on. Personal paragraphs. Okay, at Mrs. S.E. Weir and children, Pennsylvania. All these different people are at the Howard House. So that's a hotel, I think. And that would make sense because it's October of 1889. That's right when they moved. Okay. So probably before they officially got their house, they moved. They were living in this hotel. I don't know what this is or why that's... What the hell? Oh, no, that's not what we're looking for. That's the only thing... Okay, what if we change it to Silas real quick? Dr. Silas Weir. Mitchell, nope. Okay, and then here's another little obituary. Yeah, Silas E. Weir, Chief Engineer. Okay. Okay. Maybe Maryland? Because that is also near DC. Okay, just 3. December 12th, 1891. Okay, no, this is not the right Silas E. Weir because it says construction of this canal was begun on the 15th of April, 1824 by Silas E. Weir. Our Silas, I don't think, was even alive yet. That might be his grandfather. Okay, so yeah, so that's not even right. Okay, I'll just keep doing Sarah. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania? We know that she was there. Okay, yeah, these 1898 and 90 might be her. Oh, nope, that is not her. That's a transcription error. The oldest son, John Jay, married Sarah Weir. There's only son named John Wilman Jay. Okay, yeah, no, that's not the Sarah Weir we are looking for. What's this? It wasn't. Wait, it was 1900 that they were living there, right? Yeah, 1900 they were living in Pittsburgh, and then it's 1910 they live in DC again. Okay. Is her name Sarah Elizabeth? No, this is Sarah Henry. Okay, yeah, so these Sarah Elizabeth ones are not her. Okay, so let's change this real quick to 1901 to 1910. First, let's do Pennsylvania. Nope. Okay. Now let's go back to... Oops. To DC. Sarah A. Weir. Oh yeah, this is not... Miss Sarah Weir dies age 80. That's not our... Yeah. We want Sarah H. Because it does say... Yeah, here she is labeled specifically Sarah H. So we know that that is her. So yeah, so all these ones that are Sarah Elizabeth, we know are not her. Okay, what about... Arlington County. Okay, well, how about I just put Virginia? Sarah Elizabeth. Sarah Elizabeth. Sarah Elizabeth. They're all Sarah. They're all about the death of Sarah Elizabeth. Whoever this. Oh, wait. Hold on. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. Look at this. Mrs. Mary K. Nail and daughter, Kathleen, Mrs. Evelyn Fand, Sarah H. Weir, Margaret Wasney, Elizabeth Leonard, and Grace Weir. Okay. Okay, so this is... All of these people were staying, because they're all from Washington, D.C., they're all staying at the Gardner College. Or cottage. Jesus, not college. Also, it's crazy that... I mean, I guess you kind of had to at this time, but, like, imagine today if, like, you... Every time you stayed, like, for, say, like, a weekend or something like that at a hotel, they would publish in the newspaper that you were staying there. That's something that to us nowadays feels like crazy. But honestly, back then it was seen as necessary because how else are you supposed to know where people are and where to meet them or something like that? Among the recent registered at Gardner College are... Okay, yeah, and this is the same thing. Okay, but that's it for that. Because by 1910... Yeah, 1910, they're in D.C. Then 1930, they're in Arlington. So they could be anywhere from 1920 census. So I'll just change it back to District of Columbia. And change it to 1911 to 1920. Nope, that's not who we're looking for. That's Sarah C. Weir. Let's try Virginia. Okay, there we go. Right there. Okay, 1911. Mrs. M. Weir and Miss Sarah H. Weir of Washington, D.C. are spending several weeks at the Gardner Cottage. Okay, so she spent a lot of time at Gardner College in Virginia Beach. Okay, yeah, Sarah C. Weir. We know that's not her. Okay, this is a different Sarah Weir they're talking about here. Okay, wow, yeah, that's it. What's going on in Pennsylvania? Sarah Connors. No, okay, yeah, that's not who we're looking for. Okay, let's try 1921 to 1930. Okay, none of those are the right counties. Okay, I know that's not. Yeah, okay, none of those are right. Okay, wait, hold on. Let's go back to... Yeah, District of Columbia. Okay, here we go. There's a few here. 1921. Deeds of Trust, okay. Lot 47. Sarah C. Tiemann to Harry I. Chu and Sarah H. Weir to secure Paul E. Twyman $1,328.21 in monthly payments. 6%. Okay, so I mean she was a real estate agent, so this actually makes sense. Is this the same thing? Okay, yeah, so she's buying land with a Harry Chu. Possibly, again, for work, because she was working as a real estate agent. Okay, what about this one? Roberly Minor reports heavy Lion Park sale. Force of Salemen increased to take care of activity in Virginia property. E.P. Burkett, city sales manager, has a staff consisting of C.C. Brown, E.P. Shepard, R.W. Klein, Mrs. L. Gardner, and Sarah H. Weir, and Grace W. Weir. Okay, so this is who she worked for. E.P. Burkett. Okay, so this is where... Yeah. So this is where she worked. Yesterday's fines and Fort... Wait, what? Daily traffic. She got a traffic ticket? Aw, come on, Sarah. She had to pay $2 whole. What did you do, Sarah? They got charged $2 whole for a traffic violation? We don't know what, but... Oh, I wish we knew. That'd be really funny if we knew what it was. I really want to know. If it's just $2, probably just like speeding. Or like not signaling right, or I don't know, there's probably a few other things could be. Let's see, July 19th. Okay, no, this is a different Sarah Weir. Okay, this one, 1926. Among the Washingtonians at Orkney Springs the past week were Mrs. M.F. Weir, Miss Grace, and Sarah. Okay, that's them. Okay, so they did a trip to Orkney Springs. It seems her and Grace were really close because they're living together basically their whole lives. And there's none from Virginia during this time. What's the Maryland one? Just to see. Oh, nope, that's just a mistake. Okay. Let's change it 31 to 40. And then let's do Virginia first. Okay, that says Mrs. Sarah A. Weir. These are all Sarah A. Weir. So not who we're looking for. Okay, then let's change it then to Maryland. Sarah D. Hold on. Don't think this is... Yeah. Not who we're looking for. Virginia? Or sorry, District of Columbia. Sarah A. Sarah A. Okay, so no. What about Pennsylvania? Sarah E. Weir. Hold on, let me get rid of the District of Columbia ones. Allegheny County, that's near Pittsburgh, Blair, Adams. Yeah, I don't see any here that I recognize. Okay. Let's try... I mean, we know she was, because of the census records, we know she was alive in 1940. So let's try 40 to 50. Or sorry. 41 to 50. Hold on, let's not do Pennsylvania. Let's do Virginia first. Okay, I don't think this is... Yeah, because this is saying John and Sarah Weir. So we know she didn't... Yeah. That's not who we're looking for. Let's try Maryland. Mrs. Sarah Weir. No. Let's try District of Columbia. Nothing. Okay, hold on. Let me do Sarah H. Weir. And let me do Pennsylvania. Okay, what about... So we don't get... How about Miss Sarah Weir? No, that's not... Or maybe... let me just double check to see if it's a mistake. Walnut Street. So we're losing the house. Okay, I know that's not who we're looking for. Okay. Let's see. Where think... Okay, wait, hold on. There was something else here. When was... Okay, what is this newspaper that they have here? Wait, this is from 1922. Oh, this is the one we already found. Okay, yeah, this is the newspaper that we already found. Okay, so they don't... So even this doesn't have an obituary. Okay, hold on. What if I do... Sarah H. Weir... just in general. Oh, wow, nothing. Okay, let's try 51 to 60. Nothing. Wow, okay. 61. 70. Jeez, okay. So specifically Sarah H. Weir is nowhere to be found after 1940. Let's try to go back to this. Let's do Sarah Weir again. Okay, wait, yeah, we already did that. What about Grace? Is Grace still around? No. District of Columbia. Is this somebody? Hey, Wonju, welcome on in. How are you doing? Hope you're having a good evening. Are we listening to Kirby? Is this Kirby? This is just a compilation of like random stuff. Hold on. 39. Let me see. Is this Kirby? No, this is apparently Mario Tennis. Mario Tennis Doubles 1. I would have never guessed that this was tennis. It must be one of the really old Mario Tennis games. Yeah, I never would have guessed that. Okay, so yeah, so that's what that is. Okay, yeah, so this is not what we're looking for. What about, oops, no, not West Virginia. That's what I meant to click on. I meant to click on Virginia. Oh yeah, so even Grace isn't showing up anymore. And of course, yeah, Pennsylvania, there's a ton of Grace Weirs. But again, I don't think there's really a way we can confirm which is which. Okay, let's try 51 to 60. Mrs. Samuel T. Weir. Mrs. Grace F. Weir, so that's again not who we're looking for. Oh, hold on. Wait a second. What is this? Okay, James W. Weir, editor, succumbs at age 71. Okay, wait, that's her brother, right? James. Okay, that's their brother. Okay, hold on. This is something. Yeah. James W. Weir, editor of a weekly newspaper and retired secretary of the Old West Virginia Publishing Association, died here today. He was 71. Weir was stricken with a heart ailment February 6th and has been in Eckens Hospital since then. Weir, a Democrat, was a member of the House of Delegates in 1909, 1915, and 1917 sessions. He was secretary of the late U.S. Senator Clarence W. Watson and secretary to Governor John J. Cornwell during the World War I period. He was a native of New Brunswick, New Jersey. Okay, Weir is survived by three sisters: Evelyn H. Weir of Washington, Mrs. Sarah H. and Grace W. Weir, both of Arlington, Virginia. Okay, so she's still alive. In 1954, she is still alive. Okay, and it's spelled differently here. It's spelled Sarah. And Grace W. Weir. Okay, that's... Okay, that's actually huge that we found that. Okay, hold on. So let me try hold on. Sarah. Okay, nothing. But I didn't think about that. I didn't think about... Okay, there are a few things here. In 1955... Ten-minute Pentagon, near bus, stores, Arlington, large, Arlington near Lion Village. So yeah, so these are all... Okay, yeah, so she's still... Okay, yeah, so in 1955, she's still doing stuff, but it looks like... Okay, so that's also a different spelling of her name. Okay, what is this? Oh, that's England. That's not at all what we're looking for. That's a weird glitch. Okay, hold on. 61 to 70. Oh. Hold on. Oh my god, I think this might be Sarah E. H. Weir. Is this her? H. Weir, 88 of 84 Road 2, died at Sylvia Bard Nursing Home, Washington, after a short illness. Weir was born July 4th, a daughter of the late... Oh, I know this. No, this is a different Sarah. Oh, come on. I thought we found it. I thought we were there. But I guess not. Yeah, exactly. It's the wrong Sarah. Especially because Washington was right here. That, like, really threw me off. But no, yeah, William and Elizabeth... Yeah, that's not right. Yeah, July 5th, 1962. So all these that are not... Dang it. I thought we had her. I mean, I highly doubt it, but let's just try 71 to 80. doubt this is her. There's the editor. Okay, I know. I don't think this is her. Yeah, I don't think that's her. Man, okay. Who else? Or where else could... Right? It's gonna be way too many. Yeah, it's gonna be way too many people to go through. Or hold on. What if... Okay, hold on. Because Grace doesn't have really any other weird spellings, and we know her middle name is W. So hold on, let's do 51 to 60. Okay, yeah, these are all when their brother passed away. Okay, let's change it. Let's try 61 to 70. This is Omaha, Nebraska. No. Okay, yeah, no, that's not right. 71 to 80. So that's the thing, though. Wait, we know that they are... So even though they're not showing up here, we know from newspapers that they were still in the DC area. In Arlington, at least. In the 1950s. Hold on, wait. Let me see if I can do... Hold on, wait. Let me edit something real quick here. Okay. Okay. So... Sarah... I'll put Sarah H, because since that seems to be weird. I'll put Arlington. Because that seems to be where she was. Oh, wait. Wait. What is this? Virginia Death Records. Oh, this is her. Okay. Okay. This is saying that, okay, so she died October 12th, 1972, according to this. Yeah, Virginia Arlington. Silas E. Weir. Yep, that's... And mother, yeah, May yeah. Informant, sister, yeah, her sister was still alive. Stroke, okay. She had a stroke. Blanche Taylor, Arlington, Virginia. Okay. Yeah, real estate broker, real estate. Where does it say her birth date was? Okay, date of birth. See, this is what's throwing me off. Is that even on her death certificate, they're saying she was born in 1892. But we know this is the right Sarah. Okay, Silas E. Weir. We know, but according to the 1900 census, she was born 1893. And well, wait, that's the thing though. This has to be right because 1892 is Grace's birth year. This is December of 1892 instead of December of 1883. Because that's the thing. Like, I feel like that's such a huge difference that, like... Yeah. Hey, Marv. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Hope you're having a good day. Informant may have misremembered or simply gotten confused. Grief does crazy shit. Oh, yeah, no, it does. But what's crazy is that her age goes all over the place. Because this is the 1900 census, where she says she's 16 and she was born in 1883. Then in the 1910 census, she's 23. Then in the 1930 census that we have, she's 33. And then in the 1940 census, she's 47. So it truly does, like, it's so inconsistent that honestly that, like, I can't say exactly without a 100% shadow of a doubt, like, how old she was. And the thing that's annoying is that the only way we can confirm that she is 100% or that she is the person in the photo above me is if she was born in 1883. Because if she was born in any of these other dates, she can't be the girl in the photo because all those dates are after this photo was taken. Yeah, it's very hard to say. I think she was trying to pass off as younger, personally, because this is the age that I think makes the most sense, just because of like how the relationship of like ages between her like younger sisters and everything, because they all jump up in age too. Because Grace is 16 here. She goes from 1900. She goes from 7 to 16, which makes sense. 27, 38. Okay, so yeah, so her age stays the same. Like, actually, no, wait, no, yeah, her age stays pretty consistent. I think Sarah was probably trying to pass off as younger. Just because of how inconsistent it is throughout. But that's the only thing, unless we can find like a birth certificate for her. That's why I was trying so hard to find some sort of record of her birth in the newspapers, and unfortunately we couldn't find anything. because I wanted to see if we can find something like a newspaper article saying like, oh, so-and-so gave birth to a girl on this date. Then we would know 100% for sure, oh, yes, that is them. The only thing... Actually, wait. Hold on. Oh, shoot. There was a newspaper article. I don't remember. I don't remember where it was. But there's a newspaper article that is from like a few years after they moved away from Tacanic and they moved to Washington, D.C. And the newspaper article specifically says that when they... Oh, wait, no, here it is. This is it right here. Okay, yeah. The many friends of Essie Weir... Yeah, this is his obituary. When Essie Weir, her father, died of typhoid fever, it says here that several years ago, Mr. and Mrs. Weir and 2 children lived in Tacanic. 2 children. And we know that they only lived in Tacanic. They only lived in Tacanic from 1887 to 1889. That 2-year window. And according to this first census, only James and Sarah would have been alive. Evelyn and Grace were not born yet and were born in Washington, D.C. And because Sarah is the second kid, because we know James is the oldest because of his obituary, it had to have been her. So she couldn't have been born in 1890. What did they say? 1892? Yeah, it couldn't have been 1892. And also it's saying that the birthplace of the deceased was Washington, D.C., where, again, she was born in Virginia. Or, sorry, Pennsylvania. She was born in Pennsylvania. Dang. Okay. Is there anything else that comes up? Because we found this... Hold on, wait. We found this death record. 1910, 1930, 1900. Yeah, these are all the ones we already found. I wonder if she was trying to construct a pseudo-new identity for herself for some reason. Who knows? Unfortunately, that's something that, like, I don't think we'll be able to really 100% figure out. Okay, hold on. Is there anything else? Let's see. Try this. Narrow it down a little bit. Oh yeah, the whole point was I wanted to look at the census records. I wanted to specifically see if I can find a 1950s census for her. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Why was this not... Okay, here we go. This says here, yeah, that she's 57. 1892, yeah, so... Well, yeah, this is saying that she was born in 1892 and that her sister, Grace, was born in 1902. If she's 48 here, because in the 1940 census... Wait, yeah, hold on, wait, when did that change? Hold on, 27. Okay, yeah, no, something changed between the 1910 census and 1930 census. I haven't been able to find the 1920 census because it's saying that Grace is 27 here in 1930, when that means she would have to have been born in 1903, 1902. But again, we know that's not the case because she's in the 1900 census. So yeah, so both of them aged themselves up 10 years, or down 10 years. That is a crazy development. Is she still working? Hold on, wait. I forgot to look at that. Is she still working? Yeah, real estate. They're both still working in real estate. Managing apartments and sales lady. Yeah. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let's get rid of that one. Let's try 1920s then. Let's see if maybe we can just find her. Is this her? Just like spelled weirdly? No. Hold on. Sibling. But Grace. It's actually, hold on, maybe we can find Grace. Grace F. Where? No. I think it's pretty clear that they were living somewhere else for the 1920 census, away that wasn't Pennsylvania or or Virginia or Washington D.C. And honestly, putting birth year for them doesn't really help us at all because their birth years are all over the place. Oh shoot, okay, we do have an ad starting soon. Okay. Go ahead and I'll just play that real quick as I kind of finish things up here. So yeah, I'll see you guys real quick after the break. Feel free to stretch, get some water, all the classics. I'll see you just real quick after these messages. Okay. Get a little water. Okay. I think that's where I'm going to call it today, because I can't think of really anywhere else to go with this. I am happy that we were able to figure out some other stuff. Let's see. Oh, wait. Is there anything else listed here? No, there isn't. Is she the most mysterious person you've researched so far this project? Yes, I would say so, because, I mean, the fact that we can't... Even though I'm... Like I said, I'm like 70% sure Sarah is Sadie in this case. The fact that I can't 100% confirm it and 100% make that connection, that's the only person I've had that issue with so far. Everyone else, even like, the Browns, I was able to find. It took 3 hours. It took a really, really long time, but I was able to find them. I think it's just... there's just not enough information to 100% confirm. I mean, Sadie is close to Sarah. It could have been a nickname, but I haven't found anything at all that links the name Sadie to Sarah. Because sometimes they'll put like middle names or nicknames like on these parts, like up here, but we haven't seen that at all in this case. Yeah. Three sisters. Yeah. Yeah, there's really not much to go off of. So yeah, I guess that would be the most... I mean, I'm surprised we found her... If we hadn't have found her death certificate, I would have had no idea how... when she died, and also what they say how old she is. But... But yeah, I think we're done with the ads. My personal theory is that, based on everything that I've seen, is that both Sarah and Grace, at some time between 1910, well, Sarah does it earlier in this case, but between 1910 and 1930, for whatever reason, they decided to lessen their age by 10 years. Whether or not they did this on purpose or they did it on accident, they just got confused, because, sometimes that happens with these types of records, that you don't remember exactly how old you are or something like that. It can really kind of, mess... Like, if you don't have that type of information easily accessible, I could kind of see them making that mistake, but I think it's both exactly 10 years makes me think that they might have done it on purpose to try to seem younger than they were in this situation. Because the fact that, again, we know for a fact that Grace is lying, because this would mean that she would be born in 1903, but we know she was alive. She was 7 years old in 1900. So yeah, like, she's... And Sarah would have been 16. You remember stuff from that age. You know how... I think they're doing it on purpose to try to look younger. All right. All right. So yeah, I think this is where we're going to call it for today. This is as close as I think we're going to get to figuring out who Sadie is. Like I said this over the while the ads were playing. I'm 70% sure that Sarah is the person in the photo above me, because if you missed the beginning, the back of the photo specifically says number 16 there says Sadie Weir, but I can't find evidence of a Sadie Weir anywhere in the historic record in this area. But I do know that a Sarah Weir lived in Tacanic at the same time that this photo was taken. And they were the only Weir family who lived in that town for like 15 years around the time this photo was taken. So I feel pretty confident. I feel 70% confident that it is Sarah, but it's just the different ages is throwing me off. That's enough to make me like not 100% confirm it. Because if she wasn't born in 1883, then she wouldn't have been born when this photo was taken. So yeah, it has been an adventure today, but it's been a fun one. I really enjoyed it. All right. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's head on back to the office and get our traditional Victorian child jump scare. All right. So yeah, that's going to do it for today, folks. We were, like I said, it was like we were semi-successful, I would say. I think we narrowed it down decent enough that we were able to find who number 16 was. And like I said, that's the only person that I've had difficulty finding from this whole photo, where I haven't really found anything. All right. So let me put this away. Thanks for the stream. It was still intriguing to see how much we could from her. Yeah, exactly. It was still cool that we were able to find, again, the fact that we were able to find something and at least use a little bit of deduction to narrow it down at least a little bit. I think that's pretty good. That's as good as you can get in this situation, I feel like. That was best case scenario rather than us just finding nothing at all for 3 hours. Which almost happened with the Brown family when I was researching them. Also, again, I'm gonna do this again because it's the end of stream. Uh, be here Wednesday, April 1st, for a very special stream. We won't be doing one of these research streams. We're gonna be having a little bit of fun, with it being April 1st. That's all I'm gonna say. It's gonna be, pretty fun and interesting. So I hope to see you guys there. But yeah, let's see. That's going to do it for today, folks. If you're new here, I'm not a professor, but you can call me Nap. I normally do these types of research streams every Sunday and Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and sometimes random guerrilla streams here and there. So if you want to know when I go live next, make sure you go ahead and hit follow. Also, I have my YouTube linked down below if you want to check that out, where I've uploaded some shorts of some of the stuff that we found on some of these streams. So yeah. Let's go ahead now, and if you guys could stick around for the raid, that would be great. Let's see. Who is live? Let's see. Who is live? All right. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and let's raid Melissa in Denial. If you don't know her, she is actually a Egyptologist and does a lot of really cool Egyptology like lecture streams, and like talks about and has played like games, like history-based games about like Egypt, and talks about it and does just really cool, really fun stuff with Egyptology and other history stuff. I highly recommend them. So let's go ahead and show them some support. All right. So yeah, there we go. That's going to do it for today, folks. Thank you guys again so much for being here. I wish we could have found a little bit more to confirm what we were looking for, but hey, I think that was like the best we could do given the situation. But yeah, so yeah, have a good day or night wherever you are. And I look forward to seeing you guys on Wednesday, where it's going to be a pretty fun time going through some interesting theories about the museum world. So yeah, have a good night, everybody. Take care.